My name is Stephen Smathers, and I'm the President and the Chief Executive Officer of Perfect Lens. And I'm here today to introduce to you a technology that Perfect Lens has developed that allows it to alter the refractive index and the refractive characteristics of an implanted intraocular lens. How do we do this? We use a femtosecond laser to make a lens within the lens. The lens within the lens is 50 to 80 microns deep and about 4.5 millimeters in diameter. The process makes no effect on the implanted intraocular lens, and it takes approximately 30 seconds to achieve. It's an in-office procedure with no risk to the patient. What about the chemistry? How does this happen? The femtosecond laser has an effect at low powers on ester molecules contained within the acrylic material. The femtosecond laser divides the ester molecule and creates an alcohol and acid residual. Those alcohol and acid residuals are hydrophilic in nature, and they take on water. This additional water added to the acrylic material creates a change in refractive index. The change in refractive index, when properly located within the acrylic material, changes the refractive characteristics of the lens. In this slide, we show evidence of the results of the change in hydrophilicity. We take a block of acrylic material and treat it. After each treatment, you can see that the block gained weight due to the absorption of additional water. This is a slide showing the Perfector 2. This is the machine we use to make the refractive index change. The machine is small, it's portable, it moves through hallways, and it's less than 200 pounds in weight. It uses a OCT to find the lens within the implanted intraocular lens. The OCT locates the lens, and the doctor is able to focus on it. Once the characteristics of the new lens are entered, the computer takes over and designs the pattern which creates the change in refractive index. This is a slide of the patient interface. Our patient interface uses 600 millimeters of mercury suction pressure to attach the femtosecond laser to the patient's eye. Because we use a low level of pressure, the attachment is safe and comfortable for the patient. The attachment has another use. It actually fixes the eye, so we get no eye movement during the procedure.
Is now going to implant the 19-diopter lens, which we will alter in our treatment.
My name is Bhavan Yusufzadeh. I'm a cornea refractive surgeon out here in La Jolla, California. I work at Gordon Shanson New Vision Institute. And I'm here today to explain to you our lens implantation we will be doing in rabbit eyes today. Without folding it, we're going to see if we can slide this lens in due to the delayed unfolding properties of this specific lens that we have.
The rabbit eye is now attached to the patient interface. You can see that the rabbit eye, as well as the implanted lens, can be viewed on the Perfector 2 monitor. After the Perfector 2 locates the lens and identifies the treatment area for the physician enters the parameters for whatever adjustments to the lens the physician and patient have decided to implement. The physician then commences the treatment, which in this case will last approximately 23 seconds. The treatment time varies upon the refractive changes we are attempting to implement. We are now measuring the treated lens using a PMTF measuring device. The lens was originally 19 diopters, and we wanted to add 2 diopters.
I'd now like to go over some of the results we have achieved in the laboratory with our technology. The first is a refractive change in hydrophobic material. We attempted to make a 3.6 diopter change. We started with a 34 diopter lens. We ended up with a 30.6 diopter lens. We were a 3.54 while maintaining a very good MTF. The next is a change in hydrophilic material. In this particular lens, we attempted to make a 2 diopter change. The original lens was a 21 diopter lens, and after the treatment, the lens was 23 diopters. The next lens is evidence of the real flexibility of this process. In this lens, we started with a 23 diopter lens, 23.3, and we reduced the diopter to 21.3. We then treated the same lens again and took the diopter back to 23.3 diopters. We maintained a very good MTF of 4.3 while having 2 operations on the same lens. The next lens shows the transformation of a multifocal IOL to a monofocal. You have a patient that is unhappy with his multifocal, let's change it to a monofocal. We started with a 20.8 and a 24.8 focus points, and after treatment, we changed it to a monofocal lens with a 21 diopter, with a very good MTF of 0.57. Now we have a patient that has a monofocal lens and would like to be multifocal. We take a 19 diopter monofocal lens and create 2 focal points with a 60-40 split. The first focal point is at 19, and the new focal point is at 22.6. Again, the MTF stays at a very good rate for a multifocal, 0.34 and 0.23. The final issue that we dealt with was repeatability. Can this process work time after time? And so we took 9 different lenses and treated them. And in each of the lenses, we were within 1/10 of our desired diopter change. In summary, the process is extremely safe. It uses approximately 20% of the energy used by the typical femtosecond laser process. There are no detectable leachables as a result of the process. There is no chromatic aberration. We see no significant light scattering. It is capable of remedying almost all refractive conditions. It is reversible, and best of all, a lens can be altered more than one time. Thank you very much for your time and attention.